Should I be elected, I'm going to make my district office geared and focused toward the concerns of the API community. I'm proud of my record in Sacramento. We did $156 million to deal with API hate, but I know that there are a whole range of issues affecting the small business community, vexatious litigants around ADA lawsuits affecting small business persons. I want to see if I could deal with that issue at the federal level, given that the Americans with Disabilities Act is a federal law. It's the 32nd anniversary of that law just the other day, as a matter of fact. I want to work on those issues. Education, I know, is a central concern, the quality of education. I know there's controversies in San Francisco, but we have our share of controversies on the peninsula in terms of the quality of education. The federal government, their angle on education isn't necessarily a direct route, but the federal government has a responsibility in funding special education, which has been woefully underfunded by the federal government. The federal government's been foisting that burden onto states and localities, and I want to work on those issues. But what is really driving me, candidly, I'm concerned about our democracy, what is happening, undermining free and fair elections across the country. That is why I'm in this race. Jackie Spear, my predecessor, asked me to run, and I was honored to have her support and her endorsement. But you don't run for office because somebody asks you. You do have to want it. You have to want it. You have to want to put the effort in and to represent the area. And what gets me up every day is a concern about our democracy. I was one of the first vote by mail advocates, where every voter gets a ballot, postage paid. We have to do more on the federal level to protect free and fair elections. I want to build an economy that works for everybody. We've got a situation where the middle class is shrinking, lower wage service workers are having a tough time. We're in the middle of the affordability crisis right here in San Mateo County on the San Francisco Peninsula. So affordable housing issues, I want to work on those issues. And then climate change, right here in San Mateo County, 24 billion with a B is at risk in terms of property values with the rising sea level on the bayfront. Huge issues with climate change. Big challenges that require action on the federal level, and I want to be a strong voice for this area. But first and foremost, I want to be a district-based legislator, and that's where my district office comes in, serving constituents, being part of community outreach, reaching out to the API community. I want to be not a Washington guy. I'm going to keep my family here in South San Francisco. I'm going to be based here. I'm going to come home every weekend. We're going to be doing town halls. And we're not just going to sort of do things for headlines and sort of for show. I'm going to be a day-to-day, week-to-week, on-the-ground legislator representing your concerns. And the showing this morning of all of you on a 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning, I am moved by this. I am grateful, deeply grateful for you taking the time to be here, to learn a little bit about me. I've really enjoyed some of our one-on-one conversations, but I view this as just the beginning. We are in a campaign here, but I'm approaching this as I want to build these relationships with all of you in a governing context when I'm actually your member of Congress. So this is not a one and done. This is about relationship building and being an open channel of communication so I can best represent your needs and concerns. So with that, thank you. More than happy to answer any questions.
When you get to Congress, would you prioritize more inwardly development instead of outwardly, aggressively try to control the rest of the world? Because we need to be strong first ourselves.
I do believe America can show its, I would say some of its moral authority around the world. We need to raise the bar again in this country for what America should be, for what we should represent in the world. So.
fortunate, have the good fortune to have access to him. He's willing to listen, he's willing to engage, and he brings funding back to the county, which is really important to all of us in terms of our local cities.
He can bring a lot, just his voice alone can change people's voices, can change our local politics. He doesn't have to bring just the money, but his influence alone will be very
We need people of honor, and then we need hero and role model to look up to. We're looking up to the hero to both to make a path for us, and then it is through sincerity and honesty.
This is going to go up